Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Stephen Hohendorf. I'm the Education Director here at the Arizona Broadway Theater. I'm currently backstage of our current production of SPAMalot, and I'm joined today by our deck manager and assistant stage manager, the amazing Karissa Noonan.
Hello.
Hi, Karissa. Thanks for being here today in between shows on a two-show day. So, Karissa, explain to the audience, our patrons, our viewers, a little bit about your duties as a deck manager, as an ASM. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, before and after shows, it's mostly working with the set, working with the scenic elements and the props, any repairs, maintenance that I'm capable of, I do, and keeping track of them, organizing them, making sure everything is where it should be. During a show, I am the main communication between backstage and the stage manager who is calling the show out in the house. Basically, I make sure that everything and everyone that's supposed to go on stage does that when and how they're meant to do it.
Amazing. And what is your personal story? How did you get interested in technical theater?
Yeah, I feel like I have somewhat of an unconventional journey to get to here. My first job was working backstage in a concert venue on my college campus, but I didn't really revisit that until I was working here at ABT as a server on the food and beverage side. I picked up a few hours in the scene shop helping build the sets, and I just have never looked back.
Amazing. So I'm primarily an actor, so I know that we have rehearsal for about 2 weeks before we even step onto the stage. So the crew must have just as much time to work with the set and stuff, right?
You'd think, yes. But no, in fact, once it's built, that's when we get to play with it. So sometimes that is a month beforehand. I can go into our scene shop and there's something already fully built and operational, and I can touch it, feel it, and understand it before we even get it onto the stage. More often, it's during tech week that I see something for the first time, or we have to make some adjustments sometimes. And so the final element in its iteration that we're actually going to use in the show doesn't get played with until a couple days before opening.
Wow. And so SPAMalot specific, what are some of the trickier moves of this show, and how do you and the crew and the other actors become comfortable with that stuff?
Yeah, there is one transition specifically in SPAMalot. I read the script, saw the renderings, and had lost some sleep. Just knowing that there was a page to make a big impact on the set. We have a visitor in Act 1, and half of the set breaks apart. It involves one wall completely leaving the stage, two walls kind of breaking in half, and a few other things here and there. And it was an all hands on deck, quite literally situation. But the solutions that the scene shop came up with, and the incredible and capable actors that we have helping with that transition, I mean, it happens so smoothly and in minutes. As far as getting comfortable goes, repetitions, always. Just do it over again.
So, live theater, anything can happen, right? What happens if something on the technical side goes wrong? What do you do?
If something, yeah, when something, yes. Safety is always the priority. Do something, make the change as quickly and with everyone's health and wellness in mind. So if that means cutting a scenic element that we usually are used to having, sometimes that's what has to happen. The second priority is hoping that the audience doesn't notice, creating that change in a way that doesn't impact the flow of what's happening on stage.
What do you find about this job so interesting? Why do you enjoy it? And what are some skills that someone interested in your position might need to be successful in this job?
Yeah, I don't know how someone couldn't enjoy this job. There are way too many parts and pieces that bring me so much joy, not the least of which is participating in making magic every single time that I'm here. Getting to see a show about 50 times in a row, you might think that gets tedious. For me, it doesn't. That's like watching a movie on repeat and just picking out something new every single time, with the added bonus of it is different every time. There are human beings doing, delivering the same line, but not always the same way. And so those little changes make it interesting. It's also a lot of fun to get very comfortable in a show, have it be second nature to come in, do my track. It feels like Groundhog Day. And then we fully strike the set and start all over again. And that learning the new show, that's what keeps me on my toes.
What advice would you give to a young person or any person really who might be interested in pursuing a career in technical theater?
I have always been stage adjacent for like most of my life, and on the stage was never something that I was really interested in. But being part of creating, I mean, this is the biggest, most incredible group project of all times, and it's the most functional one. And it's just so much fun to be a part of.
Amazing. Thank you for joining us today. And everyone, please check out SPAMalot running now until November 6th. We'll see you then.